Okay, this is my completed Longworth chuck. It's just two pieces of board with the same pattern cut in it, but they're flipped opposite. And then it has these bolts through it. I took rubber stoppers and made a jig with a step bit. So I had a diagonal hole and I stuffed a rubber stopper in there. Then I could drill a center through that. So it has a 1/4-inch hole drilled through the rubber stoppers. And then I used, I think a 5/16 washer, but a 1/4-inch bolt didn't sit through that. So I drilled a hole through each washer so that there's a metal tip at the end of each stopper. Then along the back side, there's wing nuts, so you can tighten these down once you get it into position. The whole point of this thing is that when the two discs are turned opposite of each other, you get a tightening pattern in the middle, which is pretty cool. It's fairly smooth. The friction is, I sanded it to 320 grit and then put wax on both sides of the two discs. But I need to probably wax each of the channels to get a little bit less friction. It would also help if I had a washer behind each of these rubber stoppers because they tend to grab a little bit. But if I do that, then the bowls won't sit flat against it. At any rate, I actually have not measured this, but it looks like totally open. I'll be able to get 7 3/4 inch diameter, really pushing it in there, more like 7.5. 7.5 for 195 centimeter or millimeters. 195 millimeters. And then the tightest, at least in this configuration, is looks like about 4 1/4 inches. However, you notice that every opposite channel doesn't go as deep as the ones behind it. And so if I want to get even tighter diameter, I can just take out every opposite one. And for small turnings, apparently you don't need that much gripping force anyhow. So I haven't measured that one either, but it should be this distance between the grooves, which looks like about 3.5 inches. It actually will be a little bit shy of that because the rubber has a dimension on its own. So I think I'll be able to get about 3-inch diameter at the smallest. And then finally, the way this thing works is if I take my first bowl here and put it in here, just like that. And so I can turn this tight and then tighten up the wing nuts behind and it'll hold it in place. And I can go in here and turn off the back. So that's how the thing works.